special episode for our look back into the 1920s, we are going to be joined by F. Scott Fitzgerald.
Thank you, Barbara. Pleasure to meet you.
Pleasure's all mine.
Alright.
So I'm just going to ask you some few questions about your life.
Of course.
When and where were you born?
Alright, well, I was born on September 24th, 1896 in St. Paul, Minnesota.
So that makes you 34 years old. Do you have a wife and children?
I do. I have a wife named Zelda, and we have a 9-year-old daughter named Scotty.
Oh, and how was your childhood?
Well, I have nothing to complain about. You see, my parents did not make much money, but they tried very hard, and we got by. We switched from city to city. We moved from state to state. I've lived in Minnesota. I've lived in a couple cities in New York. So that was tough moving from school to school. Yet I did have many teachers who believed in my writing ability, so that really helped push me towards my career today.
And what was your first book
Called This Side of Paradise. But, you know, writers do have their downfalls, and those books were not published. But This Side of Paradise was my first book published in 1920.
And how many successful novels do you have?
Well, let's see. My most famous novel is The Great Gatsby, followed by This Side of Paradise. And my third, I would say, most famous novel is The Beautiful and the Damned. I'm working on a couple novels right now, but we'll see where those go.
Thank you so much for coming on today,
course,
everybody.
thank
F.
you.
Scott Fitzgerald.
Tonight's special guest goes by the name of Adolf Hitler. Thank you for being on our show tonight. Thank you. Alright, so we're going to start with the basics. Can you tell us a little bit about your early life?
I was born in Austria in 1889. I have 5 siblings, and we moved to Germany when I was 3 years of age.
Alright, and so you also served in World War I as a German soldier, correct?
Yes, correct.
Tell us a little bit about that experience.
Well, I received the Iron Cross First Class and the Black Moon badges for bravery. And
Good for you.
I was shocked when we surrendered in 1918. It was very degrading to me and the country.
Yes, of course.
It was a betrayal from our civilian leaders. Very upset.
So you hold a lot of anger towards that.
Lots of anger.
I see. So you were released from prison a few years ago.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that
It
experience.
was a rough time, but it has made me a stronger man.
Of course, and you seem like a very strong leader as well.
Thank you very much.
All right, thank you so much, Adolf.
Thank you for having
Thank
me.
you. We'll see you next time. Thanks, everybody. Good evening. I'm Barbara Winston, and this is on this episode of A Look Back into the 1920s. We will be joined by Al Capone in our new location. Hello, Mr. Al Capone. So great to have you today.
Thank you for having me.
All right, everybody. He was in prison this morning, but let out on a furlough. So nice to have him here today. All right. So let's start off with the basics. Tell us where you were born.
I was born in Brooklyn, New York in 1899.
All right. Now, fast forward a few years. Tell us about Johnny Turrio.
He was my greatest influence. I was invited into Johnny's James Street Boys gang, which is where my crimes first started.
Oops. So sorry to hear that. And as we can all see, you have a lovely scar on the left side of your face. Tell us how you got that.
I got into a fight in a saloon and a young hoodlum slashed me across the face with a knife, and that is where my nickname Scarface came from.
Oh, hoodlums. Thank you so much for leaving prison to come talk to us today. Everyone, this was The Scoop.
Thank you for having me.
Until next time, we will be joined by Albert Einstein. See you then.
Hello, I'm Barbara Winston, and on this episode of The Scoop, on our segment of A Look Back into the 1920s, we are joined by our final guest, Albert Einstein.
Hello, Barbara. That's so nice.
How old are you and where were you born?
I'm 50 years old and I was born in Germany.
Oh. So you never finished high school, why?
I didn't. I had learning disabilities, and with the standard education, it did not work well together, so I dropped out and then I joined the military.
Oh, yes, our Common Core is very bad.
I did go to college though because my math and physics scores were too much to deny.
Are you married?
I am. My wife's name is Elsa Lowen. She's my second wife. I do cheat on my wives.
Okay. Okay. When did you complete the theory of relativity?
November of 1950.
This won the Nobel Peace Prize, correct?
Technically, no. I won the prize for all of my physics, including the photoelectric effect. They could not present the prize directly to my theory of relativity because there isn't enough evidence to support it yet.
Oh. Well, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Of
That is
course,
our final
always, Barb.
segment for A Look Back into the 1920s. Give it up for Albert Einstein, everybody.
Thanks, Barb.